My addiction started at the age of 10 years old. At the time we owned 5 liquor stores in Florida. And alcohol was part of my family's life. When I moved to Tennessee, after the divorce of my mom and dad, I was pretty much the man of the family. So the guys I knew, I started my drinking at age 10. And doing so, growing through the years, is an acceptable part, what we thought was acceptable. And it continues for 49 years, I continued to drink.
My addiction started at the age of 40. Me and my wife got a divorce, and that's when my life went down a dark path.
My addiction started probably when I was in middle school to high school. I always knew that I was adopted from a different country, but I always kind of played it off like it didn't matter or anything like that, but really it always kind of stuck with me, gave me a sense of longing that I never thought I had, or a sense of kind of wanting to be somebody I'm not, kind of an acceptance issue, and drove me to start smoking cigarettes, and slowly it kept getting me to go to worse and worse things, like weed over at my neighbor's house, or drinking in high school right before a football game, and then on it carried on and to the army, and it's kind of where it kind of was the worst part. Was in the army, absolutely no control over it or anything.
My drug addiction started whenever I was a junior in high school. At my work, I ran into a guy, and he became my boyfriend. He introduced me to alcohol and drinking and partying on weekends. It started out as just drinking and for recreational fun, because there was nothing to do in Elizabethton, Tennessee. From there, it spiraled. I ended up meeting my husband, and we started using pain pills. And then from there, we went to the methadone clinic to come off the pain pills. I went to the methadone clinic for 10 years. I ended up getting my second offense DUI when leaving the methadone clinic. And I ended up having to serve 22 days in jail, and I had to come off the methadone. That was the worst time of my life. I said I'd never touch methadone again, and I didn't. I stayed clean for 8 years and was working as a CNA. Then I was introduced to methamphetamine. That's whenever my life spiraled out of control.
It was loss of friends, loss of jobs, loss of family members. I thought I had gained my freedom, but I lost my freedom. I was tied to the bottle.
It was loss of memory, loss of family, loss of friends, and I lost my whole identity of who I really was.
I experienced a sense of cold and bitterness. I didn't really give any thought about myself or what it was doing to me, and in relation to that, I didn't really care what other people had to say about it. I was hateful and cold towards my family, who only ever wanted to help me and actually wanted to see me thrive. I was cold towards my leaders in the army. They knew I was one of their all-stars, but they didn't know how to help me, and neither did my family did. So I just shunned them away and kept drinking, because I was on the inside, I was hurting, but I didn't know how to scream out for help.
After my accident last year, I thought I could change. I realized I couldn't. Something pulled me through that accident, and it was God.
And I ended up getting some charges and went to jail. Thought I could do it on my own whenever I was released from jail last year. Within a week, I had relapsed. So I called Miss Marley and I said, I need help. I can't do this on my own. And I entered the program August 16th, 2021.
when I was in Johnson City, I was stumbling down Johnson City coming out of a bar called Newman's. And I went to a church down there. You know, at that point in time, I had no purpose in life. I lost my career in the Army because I just had no drive to do it anymore. I lost somebody very special to me that I thought we were going to have a future with. And I thought my family hated me because I never wanted to talk to them. And I cussed out my aunt, I cussed out my dad. I just thought that there was no place for me anymore until I went to that church and they showed me that there is a better way of doing things, and they told me one thing that always stuck with me: you're too broken to fix yourself. You need help from other people who are broken.
I wanted to change because of myself, the man that I had become, the things that I had done to my family and my children. I was so broken.
My first impression when I first got at RSM was a little hesitant at first. I had a thought in my mind. I had one cigarette left in my pocket. I can get up for 15 minutes. And Dylan told me no. He said I was heading to one position, that was to the shower. Yes, sir. And the more I talked to brothers, I understood what it meant by love. I understood that from previous years, what brother love meant.
My first impression was, what have I got myself into? I was scared. I didn't know what I was going to do or where I was going to turn. But I knew that this place would be the place that I needed to be.
My first impression was there wasn't really a lot of people here, and I was wondering where everybody was at until dinner time. Everybody started flooding in and giving me hugs and stuff, and I was like, what in the world is this? Am I about to fight somebody?
It was accepting, and I felt loved. I felt the acceptance of people that had been through probably the same thing that I had been through. I knew Miss Marley from before, and she would come and get me from my mom and dad's house and take me to the meetings before RSM ever started. So I already felt loved and accepted by her, and just the atmosphere was great. It's something I've never felt before in my life.
I felt the change in my heart day 2 here. I've watched a lot of people being saved, watched them baptized. I went up, told God I need him back.
On August 20th, 2021, I came to the altar and rededicated my life to the Lord.
After being here for a week, I knew something had to give. I had these walls up. Miss Marley walked into the dining room in the gymnasium where we ate breakfast, and I said, Miss Marley, I need to talk to you. That moment we went to the office and I said, I've got to give it all to God, and I need to rededicate my life and live for him. And that's whenever the change started happening. That's whenever I allowed the Holy Spirit to come into me and to show me how to live and how to lead people.
I thought about leaving, and I realized I wasn't doing anybody any good. Wasn't doing God any good, wasn't doing my parents any good. I came here for a reason to sober myself. I needed help. And I tried to show those that coming in during my period of being here, it's not that hard. I said, I can walk away. I'm 8 miles from here. But who do I help? I don't help myself. You'll help my family.
Part of the program that I liked the best was the love that I felt at RSM. And I love going out to different churches and telling my testimony about what the Lord had done for me, how He had changed my life.
My most influential person on my journey was actually 3 people. Pastor Fisher, who had a similar story of a recovery like I did, and he was still coming to teach and preach and things like that, especially going to his church over at Borderview, and always coming into class saying how many pounds of weight he lost. And my second one would be Pastor Art. You know, he lost his son to addiction and stuff, but he's still has the courage to come and talk about it, to let other people know that they're not alone, and if you just find help, you can always get help. And the last one would be Pastor Gale. You know, as soon as he found out I was adopted, he did everything he could to start a fundraising missionary trip for me and him and another group of missionaries to go back over there this time next year and preach the word about the same gospel that saved my life.
The part of the program I liked the best was the classes that we had every morning. Learning the attributes of God and who He really is. That really changed my life, because how do you get to know somebody if you don't know anything about him? Studying the Bible and learning so much about who He is, the miracles that He performs in these ladies' lives as they come in, you see the transformation that they change, and it's so amazing seeing God's work.
My best spiritual moment was able to baptize. I wasn't sure if I could do it correctly. God told me I could. And I baptized 2 people for the first time. Brought back a lot of memories.
The first time that my children came to RSM to see me, and we had a great visit, and after the visit we all gathered at the back of Redemption House and had prayer, and just to see just what the restoration that the Lord had already done in my life and how that it touched their heart just blessed me so much.
When I was in the Army, I had a heart to serve, and when I lost that purpose, I didn't know what to do, and being in this program gave me that heart back and wanted to thrive even more on helping others and rather helping myself.
Going to community outreach with Mr. Nance, going to Kentucky. We pulled into the gas station, supposed to be BP, and it was a rundown store. They had one door, no gas. And Mr. Nance walks out to see what's going on, and the owner's dog did not care much for him. So it was a race. So he got to the van first, and Mr. Nance won that race. That was a great moment.
Me and Mr. David and Mr. Tino were going to Gatlinburg because it was our day off, and we passed by a Comfort Inn, and Mr. David out of nowhere screams out, "Look, there's Wonderworks!" And we had to slowly explain to him, like, Wonderworks is an upside down looking building. It doesn't look like Comfort Inn. And as soon as we passed Wonderworks is when we stopped to explain that, and he said, "Oh, yeah, I see that."
Me and Miss Shawnee went outreaching out of town, and we was on our way back. So we stopped to use the restroom and grab something to drink, and we go to use the restroom, and I'm in one stall and Miss Shawnee's in the other one. I'm getting ready to open up my door, and all of a sudden I hear her scream after the toilet flushes, and the water's all over the floor, and she walks out of the stall and she is soaked. She had water all over. It was from the handle. I don't know, somebody messed up, but it sprayed her everywhere. It was hilarious.
It's a super thrill when me and Pastor Josh was putting a sealer on the floor, and then the fumes just got overwhelming, so we had to go outside, and he got real tickled about the fumes, how that they had affected him. And I thought that was the funniest moment.
Yo.
Hey Tyler, I was just calling to let you know that I found the way back to Christ, and come to find out, I found out why, because I come up here, found me a good little preacher to preach the word to me, to salvation.
Is there any good preachers in Grundy?
No good preachers in Grundy.
Well, that's it. You have it. We have it. That's just the truth, bud.
Hey Tyler, this is good dirt right here. Good dirt grows good, makes good seed. Tyler, now a good preacher grows a good seed out of this dirt. Right here is a good preacher.
My plans after I graduate, I'm signing on for an internship for 6 months. I'll continue to move forward with that. Hopefully to go back into more churches to choir direct, which is a lot of enjoyment, a lot of fun. It's great to watch the fellowship of the churches you go to. I really enjoy that. It's a good blessing for me.
The old man has died, and I've become a brand new creature in Christ Jesus. My plans after graduation is signing on with RSM through an internship for 6 months. And then after that, we'll see where the Lord leads us.
My plan is to stay on with the ministry. I will be interning with the ministry and maybe go into staff if the Lord puts it on their heart to let that happen. And as I'm with the ministry, I will be getting my college degree. The Pastor Gale and another pastor, Pastor Gale and Counselor Lincoln, they're helping me find a good Christian college to do my counseling degree in. And while I'm still helping with the ministry, I'll be getting my counseling degree so I can further help more people.
I was able to forgive myself and forgive anybody that had hurt me. And I realized at that moment that God forgave me, and why should I hold stuff against people? To my family, thank you for staying by me, sticking by me, and leading me the right direction. Thank you for always being there. Showing me the tough love. Thank you for that.
My family, I love you. And thank you for support. It's a blessing to see you when you were able to come. I see the light in your eyes, smile on your face. That's what I need.
I want to say to my family, that I greatly appreciate all the support and love that they have showed me, not only through this program, but all through the years of my addiction, that they never gave up on me.
To my aunt, uncle, and my dad, I'm sorry. I'm sorry I kept everything for y'all for so long. I knew y'all knew things were wrong with me, and I never really knew how to explain to them. I love y'all, and even though I'm adopted, I know y'all are my family, and y'all are the ones, however, I will always see as my mom and dad and my family.
RSM, I'd like to thank you for guiding me in the proper direction. It was always there, but I need just that little push to keep moving forward instead of falling backwards. So now we all walk as two, not one. When I just fall down, we'll pick him up, keep moving forward.
I want to say to RSM and all the staff and all the members and all the students at RSM, it has been a great pleasure of 12 months here to see the growth and all the opportunities that the men and women's life, what a difference that RSM through Jesus Christ has made in each and everyone's life. I'm just so thankful that God planted a place like this that we could come to, is to be so broken.
My favorite Bible verse is Romans 8:28. For all things work together for the good to those who love God and are called according to His purpose. And I know that everything that I went through in life may not have felt great to me, but God was preparing the way for where I am today, and He has planned everything out for us, and He loves us, and He has our best interests at heart always.
My favorite scripture is Philippians 4:13. I can do all things through Christ who strengthens me.
To the students, I want to say, hold strong to 2 Corinthians 5:17. This program isn't easy, but when it starts to feel easy is when it's not working. When it gets hard for you is when you know those are the areas you need to work on, and just keep working on them, and just day by day, 2 Corinthians 5:17, you'll just see the amazing change in your life from a month all the way to 6 months.
Students, what I'd like to say to you is yes, Jim, it's tough, but you'll be so pleased and blessed how God can guide you, and surrender to Him. Give Him everything you've got. He'll set you free, and you'll be so pleased.
Give it your all, because it's worth it. God is right in the middle of this ministry, and if you are feeling like leaving, you're wanting to leave, as the enemy's telling you to leave, your blessing's right around the corner, because He knows God has so much in store for you, and miracles are performing.
Hang on. It'll be worth the journey. Just hang on. Let the Lord work in your life through this program, and dedicate your life fully and surrender all to Jesus, and He'll make the way for you.
2 Corinthians 5:7, I'll walk by faith even when I cannot see. But even though we don't know what's our road ahead, everything happens for a reason, and it's all part of His great plan.
If you are thinking about coming into this program, I assure you it'll be the best decision that you make. It's not easy and it's hard, I'm not going to lie. But it is the best thing that you can ever do. Anything worth doing is not easy. But this is so worth it. It is a restoration for your family, for your life, everything. It's just an amazing transformation for everybody. I'm going to say thank you to RSM. Because without this program and you all teaching us how to have a personal, intimate relationship with Christ, I don't know where I would be today.